It's Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance, joined today by Scott Svonkin. He is the president of the Los Angeles Community College District. He has announced his intention to run for the Board of Equalization in 2018 for a seat that covers significant portions of LA County and a smaller portion of Ventura County. But I want to speak about the November 2016 election. There were several school bond measures on the ballot in LA County. They needed 55% of the vote. There were 25. One of them dealt with LA CCD measure CC. What happened there?
We were incredibly lucky and grateful that the voters of Los Angeles County voted overwhelmingly. Over 75% of you supported our community colleges. That gives us $3.3 billion to renovate our colleges so we can give an opportunity to every student who wants an education at our community colleges in facilities that are world class.
I gotta ask you, there were 25 measures, like I said.
Right.
Every single school bond measure passed in LA County. At the same time on the ballot, there's Prop 51, a school bond measure for the state. Right. That passes. There's Prop 30, extending the Prop, 55
Prop
extended
30.
Prop 30 tax. That
Right.
passed. There's a cigarette tax, Prop 56. That passed. There's the parks tax in LA County. That passed. There's Measure M, the transportation sales tax. That passed. HHH, a city homeless bond. That passed.
Right.
All these measures for revenue are passing.
Right.
What's going on?
Well, I think voters understand that if you want good schools, if you want to house the homeless, if you want transportation, if you want to be able to get to work, if you want to be able to get to school, they need to invest in infrastructure, and that's what these are. The Prop 30 extension, Prop 55,
right.
That's about helping our young people and our college students maintain things like class sizes and the investment in the education of our students.
And let's talk about 51.
Right.
Because Prop 51, $9 billion bond, $7 billion for K-12, $2 billion for community college.
Right.
And now that you've passed CC, does that mean you can leverage CC with 51?
We'll be able to leverage it a little bit, but it tends to benefit rural areas. It tends to benefit school districts that can't pass bonds. Because we have invested, we the people of Los Angeles County have given us almost $5 billion, almost $6 billion actually. They voted on a little over $5 billion in the past. And so this is in addition. So we've been renovating, and over half of our colleges have brand new facilities.
Wow.
This $3.3 billion will allow us to finish our work. It will allow us to fix the buildings that we weren't able to get to.
And the good news is compounded by the fact that you recently passed what's known as the LA College Promise.
Yes.
The Vice President, Joe Biden's wife, came into town.
Yes, she did.
You were there. The mayor of Los Angeles was there. And this plan allows graduating seniors from LAUSD to get 1 year of community college free.
It is.
Not bad.
It is an incredible vision of President Obama. It will be part of his legacy. I've been honored by President Obama to serve on the national board. Mayor Garcetti and I met after an event one day, talked about it, and he joined in on it. And so together we announced with Second Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, the LA's College Promise. And this is historic. We are the first big city in the country to do free community college for our students. We expect over 7,000 graduating seniors to come to LACCD full-time and get free college.
Challenge for you is that the plan is expected to cost about $3 million a year, let's say. You've raised about $1.75 million. LACCD plans to cover the rest, but that's year one.
Right.
Where do we go in year 2, 3, 20, 30?
Well, I'm hopeful that the business community, who needs an educated, well-trained workforce, will invest in our community colleges. We, with the mayor's help, the mayor helped us raise the first $1.2 million. I and the colleges and my colleagues and the chancellor are going to work with our business community and the nonprofit community to raise the remainder for year one. For $46 million, $50 million, if we endow a fund, we will be able to pay for free community college forever.
And that's the ticket, is you need the endowment.
Right.
You need the
right.
endowment.
I'm hoping to ask one of our legislators to allow us to carry some of our money that's in our reserve into a fund for community college. Currently, the state law doesn't allow us. This is a weird thing. State law won't allow us to take general fund money that the state gives us and pay for students to come to us for free. The state law requires them to pay for it if they don't get scholarships. And what I want to do is, we've managed our budget well. I, as president of the board, we have over a 10% reserve. We are fiscally sound, balanced budgets. So we have some excess dollars that we aren't working for us or the students. I want to move some of that money into the College Promise, but I need legislative help.
So have you spoken with your counterparts in Sacramento?
I've reached out to folks that I know in the legislature, and hopefully someone, either a former colleague of mine that's in the legislature, or
who would that be?
Miguel Santiago.
Right, Santiago.
Or an alumnus of the community college system, someone like maybe Anthony Rendon, the Speaker of the Assembly. There are a lot of people in the legislature that went to community college, understand that we are where you can get a fresh start, you can get a second chance, you can get prepared for a career.
I want to talk about fresh starts and second chances, because there are several, million students in the California community college system. And what we know is that 61,000 of them applied for what's known as deferred action, which allows them to stay in the country and work and go to school legally, even though they may not be documented. What we also know is that the Trump administration has announced its very clear intention to repeal DACA, deferred action. The community college system is in a bit of a pickle in this situation. What is the LA CCD planning to do? What are the California community colleges planning to do?
Well, LACCD at our last meeting went on record that we are going to do everything we can in our power to protect our students. Students of all races, of all backgrounds. So we're going to protect and give a safe environment for everybody. But for our DACA students, we are going to work very hard to make sure that they're safe and that they can continue to go to our schools.
Here's a challenge that you may face. As you may remember, I've talked about this before, in the 1960s, the federal government enforced desegregation through the purse, through withholding federal funds for those institutions that would not desegregate. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, and the Trump administration has said that they would look towards using federal funding as a stick if a school, let's say, becomes a sanctuary school.
Right.
You need federal funding.
Right.
What do you do?
Well, so we've made it clear that we're going to work with local law enforcement. We contract with the LA County Sheriff's Department. We're going to make sure that our students feel safe and that the Sheriff's Department is not engaging our students unless they commit a crime. We want our...
Oh, but there's the federal funding element. I mean, if all of a sudden the Trump administration gets very clear that you start messing with our enforcement actions, our immigration actions, we're pulling your funds.
Right. I think there's a balance. Mayor Garcetti and other leaders across Los Angeles and California understand that, look, these students are the face of Los Angeles. These students look like, I'm the son of immigrants, the grandson of immigrants. My grandparents came here fleeing Nazi Germany in order to find a safe place. These students, their families came here looking for a safe place. I'm going to do everything in my power, and our board passed a resolution with unanimous support. We don't always agree, but we agree on this. We're going to protect our students. They're safe at LACCD. We're going to do everything we can. And we're not going to stick a fork in the eye of the federal government, but we're going to protect our students.
He is Scott Svonkin. I'm Brad Pomerance. It's Charter Local Edition.